Greetings. This conversation is going to be a bit about spiritual awakening, the upcoming solstice, the big shift, as everyone is talking about for 2020, December 21st, and going into 2021, and what awaits for us. Taking the three-dimensional densities out of the equation, that is not what we're here to talk about. For those of you who have had your shifts in awokenness, the conscious rising vibration, tapping into the true self and the reality and or the illusion, many shifts have come over the decades, whether they've happened in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. Oh yes, they've happened decade after decade. The 90s, 2000, a huge awakening happened for many people. For myself personally, I would not have called it a spiritual awakening. Something huge happened for me in 2007 and leading up to 2007, where finally I came back home to myself, the truth, and understanding that this life, that this construct didn't make sense to me, and why am I subjecting myself to it? There has to be more than this. There has to be better than this. And I went in search of it. But I wouldn't have called that a spiritual awakening. What occurred then a few years later in the guise of, I would say more 2011, I would call very spiritual. The whole lead up to that, the psychic abilities coming in tune, seeing clearly, the etheric realm coming into play, and a real connection with the true self, the divine self, and all that we are truly capable of, the veil of illusion being lifted, really lifted, truly becoming all that it was that I intended to be, began, I would say, more so in that point. So I would call that the true spiritual awakening. What we have going on right now is another one of those. A lot of people, I remember just listening to someone who had talked about the 2012 awakening, the shift, and how she thought life was going to change in the sense of it would be like magic one day to the next, such a big difference because everyone thinks it's going to be this true earthly three-dimensional shift into the 5D or the 4D or wherever the ways that you plan to go. And that life would all of a sudden be dramatically different in an instant. And that's not what we're doing. That isn't how it has worked out. I think a lot of people couldn't handle that anyway. To literally walk through a door into a different life. Some of us could, some of us cannot. So the shift that we are experiencing now, and for those of us who have been living it, the work up to this has been going on all decade. 2012 didn't happen in just one instant. A lot of people, it took till after the shift. Many people were awakening during the year of 2012. As I said, mine began in 2011. It was actually the beginning of 2011, around February. So that's almost 2 years prior to this so-called shift date. So keep that in mind. It doesn't happen in an instant. Now we work our way all the way to 2020. What a crazy year it's been, hasn't it? In this particular time, I would say we've been working towards this for the last few years. The guides say much longer, and that is true. But a real focus on the fact that there's something huge coming, there's something big, a real push to truly find our center, to connect to the true self, and to become more aware, sovereign and free. Very important, sovereign and free. We are out of the mind control and manipulation, and the only way really to do that is you have to, unfortunately, let go of people in your life who might bring you back into that, and you definitely have to turn off the television, the radio, don't look at any newspapers, and you have to shut down your social media. I would say that social media has been the most difficult one for myself personally. It is literally a virus, I think, in itself. Anyhow, we digress from that. Onward and upward. The shift that we are coming to, as I have been experiencing it and as it is being explained to me slowly but surely with just a streaming of knowledge, and that is this workup. It's why so many of us are being pushed to focus on the self, focus on personal practices, energetic practices, and to turn off the mainstream media, to go inward and to get out into nature. Oh my goodness, really, to get out into nature. And that's because they're preparing us. The shift that is coming, if we wish to step into we'll call them the higher realms, but if we really truly wish to live from the heart without distraction, to be the human being, the truly divine human being, because we can be a divine human being in these physical bodies and live the most beautiful life that we intended, to be of service to others, and to keep our frequency very nice and high. And as I've explained to clients over and over again, the human balance of this school of life is like a roller coaster that goes up and down, up and down, and up and down. The difference is we would like that up and down to go on a gradual increase and for the dips to not be quite so low. We can take the highs as high as we can handle. But the contrast of life is the human experience. Our emotions, allow all of the emotions. They're a blessing, they truly are. And that includes what we would call dark emotions. Embrace it, acknowledge it, be grateful for it, that you're capable of such intense feelings, and then shift out of it, move out of it. We have powerful minds, and we can command our minds to do what it is that we want our mind to do. It's had years of training in the other direction. Let us train it now in the upward, positive, shifting direction, where we choose our thoughts. We can control our thoughts. We can even control our emotions. It's about controlling our reaction. The shift that is already here, for those of you who can feel it. It's powerful. It's a driving force, and it has been through the entire year. As we work our way up to the solstice, there are some big things happening, and some big things that'll happen in the world. The whole globe needs an enormous awakening, and those of us who will move upward and forward and be able to rise above the dense energies, we will do so. Those who do not, I think we mentioned this before, it's like a separation, because you cannot force anyone to do anything they do not want to do. While this entire world seems so very real, it is just a construct. And you have to ask yourself, is this construct really what I want to continue creating? There's a different world that we see and that we've always seen since we were a little girl. And we choose that world. We choose that world because we know it is why we are here. We also choose that world because it's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's calm, it's compassionate, it's loving, and where we all live in community, and we live without borders and without separation. We live at peace. I want to say communal with Mother Earth and all of nature, with the energies within everything. When we talk about sentient beings and life force, the chi, the prana, is in every living thing. And so many people are confused as to what a living thing means or what a sentient being means. It's everything, from a plant to a rock, to an entire mountain, to a tree, to us, to all animals, from the smallest little bug to the largest animal species on Earth, all the birds in the sky, everything, water, even water is a sentient being. I think the proof in that is Masaru Emoto and his scientific research into that. The communal with this is gratitude, appreciation, love, respect, honoring. When you get out into nature, look around and smile. Let your heart smile at the beauty that surrounds you. If you live in the concrete jungle, get a plant. That's all it takes. Flowers, Appreciate that. Look out your window and watch the birds. The soaring of a bird has a freedom and a tranquility, a peace within it that if you allow yourself to get caught up in it, it'll help you to find your center. Something as simple as having your morning coffee or tea or your hot water with honey and lemon, whatever it is you choose to do. But you don't take that and run with it. You make that and allow the process of making it to be like a meditative process, something relaxing and enjoyable, how much you're looking forward to that which you are about to enjoy, consume. And then sit with it, smell it, taste it, sip it, appreciate it, and allow yourself to breathe and relax into that. We take a great deal of time in our morning to get things done. We won't allow anyone to rush us either. But our morning routine it's like a spiritual religion, and it simply must be kept in that order. To take time to enjoy every step and process that you do, no rushing, and to allow your day to begin this way. And as you sip and enjoy, you look around, and if you're inside of your home and you don't have a beautiful view to look at, then you look around your home and you appreciate what's inside of it. It's not about pretty things, it's about the beauty that it has within it, how it's pleasing to the eye, and it doesn't offend. As if anything, it attracts and brings calmness. It's a good space. And then there's the cats. I can just watch my cats literally for hours. They are very zen and they teach you how to be zen, but they make my heart smile. Find the things that you enjoy, that bring joy to you, and surround yourself with them. It's very important. Now let's talk about meditation. Do you have to meditate every single day? When you first begin a spiritual path, meditation, we believe, is fundamental in the beginning. Absolutely fundamental. It helps you to find your center. It helps you to connect. And we believe it is the gateway to the soul self, to the true divine self. Once you have had that connection made, do you have to meditate every single day? Well, if it's part of your routine, yes, by all means, please. Just as anyone would go for a walk every day or exercise every day or whatever practice you want to put into it. For us, Qigong and yoga are very important to do. But what are you doing otherwise? I just described a morning routine as being very meditative. Going for a walk. If you're walking with purpose and power walking or going for a run and you're only focusing on that which it is you're doing, that won't bring you into that meditative state. And I'll give you an example. I can go for a walk along the sea boardwalk here and power walk it from one end to the other and not have found any peace at all. I will have got an excellent exercise. The sea air is great for me. I come back feeling better, rejuvenated. It's the endorphins of the exercise. But do I find myself at peace? I'm happy with myself. I'm not at peace. There's a difference. Did I find my true center? Did I connect to the true self? Take that walk. And you can still walk fast, but now you need to allow your eyes to wander. Listen to the surf. Watch and connect with the birds, the gulls soaring above you. Feel the breeze, and not just feel it on your skin. Feel the energy within it coming in from the sea. Listen to the sea. There is a communication from Mother Nature that goes all around us. And whether you're on the sand or you're on the concrete sidewalk, it doesn't matter. I can have a one walk which doesn't bring me my center and my peace at all. I don't find that tranquility and calm, where you could still be irritable or you could still have anxiety or your thoughts are not clear or your connection's not clear. Now go out there in a different way. Connect. Watch the waves. Listen to the waves. Connect with the sea. Connect with the water. Connect with that energy. And allow that to bring the peace right into you. No, it is true. While it invigorates me, it actually does slow down my pace. But that's all right. Because now what I've just done is created a meditative walk, which I now carry with me. Well, actually, I carry it with me through the rest of the day, but I definitely carry it with me through the rest of the walk. And if you're out there for 45 minutes, an hour, that's a good long process. That's one. Doing breath work while doing yoga. So we fold out our mat and we do a beautiful yoga routine, breath work, feeling, calming. It's connective, expanding. Qigong, another practice. These are energy. Every single one of these things are energy practices, spiritual practices, if you allow them to be. They're connective, you're focused, you're going inward, and you're really bringing that center and peace, expansion, all within you and around you. So long as whatever it is you are doing brings you into a place of calm, peaceful connectivity, gratitude, expansion, and that softening of the heart center. That's what you want. That's what the aim is. And to feel good. Giving you the confidence to know that everything is indeed all right and you are going to be all right. You are supported and you've got this. What a fantastic feeling it is. And right now in this time, it's very important that practices like these be done on a daily basis. Something that brings you to that space, especially now as we work our way up to the solstice and beyond. As we said before, just because we hit one day doesn't mean that it's over. That day and that shifting process can work its way for the next few years until the next big one.